All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we would like to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem is Hak with us.
That's to say, Yahweh being the name of our Heavenly Father, Bahashem meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, who the world Italy calls JC, Bahashem in the name, the Rash, which is the Holy Spirit in our native Hebrew tongue. Give we double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstones, or the truth from the will. Shalom to the hopeful elect, shalom to the Akim and Aquaf, let's get and learning. This message goes out to the true Hebrew sides of the Bible, the so-called Native Americans, so-called Latinos, and so-called African Americans scattered throughout the four corners of the world. This is the branch of the Great Millstone Chicago Camp. I'm Brother Yaya.
And the Brother Asha.
Back with another quick lesson to the Spirit. And that is Lord willing, edifying exhortation. So, we're just going to get straight into it, man. And as we know, this man Esau Edom has had a perpetual hatred for Jake his entire life, man. Ever since he himself sold his own birthright, he's hated Jake, man. Since that day, he's wanted to kill Jake all the day long, man. That's all he's been doing this entire time. So we got so we gonna play this video and get an article, and then we gonna read the scriptures and Copyright 1976. Fair use.
Okay.
Particularly interesting because according to one of your affiliate charities under your nonprofit umbrella, denial of racism constitutes covert white supremacy. Are you a covert white supremacist?
Sir, I'm here to talk about the essential work that nonprofits
Are you a
do.
covert white supremacist?
Can I talk about the work that nonprofits do?
No, I'm asking you if you're a covert white supremacist, which according to one of your own organizations, again, denial of racism constitutes covert white supremacy. Would you like to answer the question?
I don't know what the question is.
So you refuse to answer whether you are a covert white supremacist.
I am here to talk about the essential work that nonprofits do. If you'd like to ask me a
I
question
am utterly
about
dumbfounded.
nonprofits
You are on
your
record right now, and you will not say
throughout
that
the
you are not a
country.
covert white supremacist.
I don't have a definition in front of me. I haven't looked at the definition. I'm not going to answer a question about my personal
That
views.
is-
I'm here to talk about the work
You're not-
of nonprofit organizations.
I want to give you one more chance to do this. Are you a covert white supremacist?
Why are we so off track from the topic?
I'm asking you a very straightforward question.
I've heard your question. Thank you, sir.
And you're not going to answer whether you are a covert white supremacist.
I would like to answer questions about the work
This
of
is- wow,
nonprofit
this is
organizations. Thank you.
That is really astounding. I can answer very directly that I am not a covert white supremacist, and I imagine all of my colleagues can as well. I think you ought to reevaluate what you're doing in the nonprofit sector if you can't answer that in a straightforward way. That is astounding. No question, are you a racist?
I'm
So, man, as we see, this man Esau Edom is just downright racist, man. He won't admit it, but he knows deep down that he is, man. Just like this lady in this video, man. She doesn't want to fully admit it, but if it wasn't true, then just say it's not true, man. But she doesn't want to say anything, so.
And it's so funny. So you see the contrast. You got one so-called, he looks like an Edomite, but nevertheless could be a speckled bird because he's defending Jake. But then you see how starch and rough the appearance of this Edomite woman is. You know what I mean? Not denying who she is, right? And that's just the sentiment and the tone of this country that has been here since we've been brought over as slaves over 400 years ago. They have never changed their tone or their demeanor, talking about the wicked elite who are in the rulership, man. And let's grab some information about this, because this is important to understand. What is, because people on the outside looking in, like, we've heard this same conversation over and over again. It doesn't mean anything, but that's not the truth. The truth of the matter is systemic racist people and racism. It impacts your everyday life because they control how your destiny is going to be shaped up. Ultimately, the Lord controls that. But nevertheless, we need to talk about this because you wonder why things are not progressing in your life and things are shifting. Let's grab some information about that, because they like to brush over it like it's no big deal. It means little or nothing, but that's not what it's all about. Let's just go from give you some general information. This is important to understand why you have the YN crisis, why you have everything going on crazy and chaotic in America. Let's read this, right? It says systemic racism in America affects virtually every aspect of life for people of color, compounding into massive disadvantages in wealth, health, and justice. It entrenches a cycle of unequal opportunity that operate regardless of individual bias, right? The overreaching effects of systemic racism manifest profoundly across several core pillars of society: the wealth gap and the economic disadvantage. You can look at your neighborhood. There are no major grocery stores owned by Jake in their own neighborhoods. Nothing. You don't own, and if they do own a few little small restaurant chains, so maybe a McDonald's, maybe a Subway, things like that, that does not operate wealth for the community, right? Everything is taken out of our community. So you may, a couple of Jakes may be fortunate to get one or two chains, but how is that impacting the majority of us? It doesn't. It says decades of discrimination policies such as historical redlining, unequal access to mortgages, and disparities in labor markets have locked generations of people of color out of wealth-building opportunities. This is just, you have a few people thriving, but we're talking about the majority. We're not talking about the exceptions to the rule. We're talking about the majority of our people in America. It says the wealth chasm, Black and Hispanic households have a fraction of the median net worth of white households. This gap limits opportunities for higher education, business ownership, and retirement savings. Housing segregation, discriminatory practices historically confined Black and Hispanic populations to underinvested, segregated neighborhoods, affecting home values, tax bases, and local services. Criminal justice disparities. Deep-seated inequalities are embedded within the justice system, resulting in people of color facing compounding disadvantages at every stage. Over-policing. Research shows Black individuals are disproportionately targeted by law enforcement, facing higher rates of pedestrian stops, searches, and use of force. Incarceration rates. People of color, particularly Black men, face disproportionately higher arrest and incarceration rates for comparable offenses, severely impacting employment, voting rights, and family. So when you have women like this who are in nonprofits, and along with her constituents who have the same bias, hatred tone, this outlines what's going on in our communities. And this shapes our communities from your birth up until adulthood, right? And very few get out of this environment. The famous rapper Biggie Smalls said you got to have either a wicked jump shot or a sling crack rock because of the what's going on across the environment with Jake. And people like to pretend that it's not impacting us, but it impacts us every day. Let's get to the healthcare. Health and healthcare inequities. Systemic racism operates as a social deterrent of health. Deterrent of health, causing significant disparities in physical and mental well-being. In my mind, maternal and infant mortality. Systemic barriers and chronic stress leave Black women dying from pregnancy-related causes at much higher rates than white women, alongside stark disparities in infant mortality. Environmental racism. Minoritized communities are more likely to be located near industrial zones and suffer from poor air and water quality. Health access. People of color are more likely to lack health insurance and face bias within the medical settings, impacting both diagnosis and treatment. And the list goes on, right? We just want to give you a quick history on what systemic racism looks like, what it does, and how it impacts us. And you can see it on a wide scale in all our communities, right? You have a few communities as affluent, but the affluent communities, who owns the stuff in those communities? who's getting the money on the back end, right? Who's controlling the loans? Who's controlling everything, right? So this is why people like her, who are operating in the guise of white supremacists, are part of this systemic racism culture that's been embedded in the fabric of this country since the inception of slavery up until today, right? And this is talked about in the scriptures. And why we're going into that length and detail is to let you know that the only way out of this for us is through Yahweh Shema Shah saving us. This type of stuff has been embedded here and is going to remain here, and it's only getting worse. That's why we're highlighting this. This is not changing, but nevertheless, let's hit these scriptures, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Ezekiel 35 and verse 5.
Go ahead.
Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, and the time of their calamity, and the time of their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
And so the systemic racism has led to bloodshed and violence at an unalarming and grand scale rate. They lynched us, or targeted us, killed us, with the abortion clinic, killing Jake at an alarming rate. Just, incarceration where Jake gets locked up and never comes out, He gets killed in there. And then the health crisis where they're getting all types of, diseases and illnesses that's been given to us through this racism protocol. So there's no end to their bloodshed. They got a lot of blood on their hand from our indigenous, from the Gadites and Native, from the northern tribe coming over here, and all of them being wiped out. And the list goes on, man, of their bloodshed, promoted by their racist hatred agenda.
God.
And, we just give you the scriptures to back it up. This is get Genesis 27.
Yeah, this man Esau has been mad since then, right?
Yeah, since then. You quoted it, so we're going to grab the scripture. It's Genesis 27, 41 and 42, straight to the point. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing, where his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother, right? And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. She sent called Jacob her younger son, and said to him, Behold, Salak said unto him, Behold, thy brother Esau is touching thee, doth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. And that has not changed. That hatred stems from then and has been manifested with these devils today, because they have not changed their stripes. They've been hating their brother forever, and it plays out. And there's microaggression, these jobs that you get on, and they push you out of the jobs. As you look at all the prominent things going on in this country, all the Jake and them playing for the sports teams, but they don't own the sports team. In NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, Major League Soccer, Jake doesn't have any ownership of any of that. Any of these huge conglomerates, when Ford Motor, all these stuff, they put a token CEO here, but Jake don't own any of this stuff.
Yeah, this man, Esau set it up to where Jake can't really own anything, man.
Yeah, you're going to be at the bottom pursuant to the curses, and they're going to be you're going to be the tail, and they're going to be the head pursuant to the curses. They're going to lend to you. You're not going to lend to them. And this is the scriptures outlining that. Let's grab that Deuteronomy, because that's a part of the curses. And you're not going to escape your punishment. And the Lord has used this devil to punish him, but he fought the affliction. He went above and beyond, and that's why he's going to suffer for it. But this
is Deuteronomy 28 and 44. Or 43.
Just straight to the point. We're just giving them a quick thing.
Deuteronomy 28 and 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
And that's what it is. You Jakes that got a little money here in America, it still belongs to them. Yeah. You see what happened to Kanye West. When they want to shut off your money, they can shut it off. So, you got a little thing going on as an exception to the rule. But at any given moment, this devil Esau Edom, he can shut it all down immediately.
If you're not pushing what they want you to push, if you're not doing what they want you to do, then they'll just cut it off, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, and you see it play out all the time. All right. Get that Amos. Yeah.
This is Amos 1 and 11. This is Amos 1 and 11. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. So, that's what we see right now, man. To this day, he still has perpetual hatred, man. To this day, he still has a fierce wrath toward Jacob, man. Yeah. Whenever he sees Jacob up, he tries to get him down as much as possible, man.
Yep, cast him down for the exorcism.
Yeah, back in the day when Jake first got off, and Jake started building their own towns and stuff, Esau would drown them out, man. Yeah, because they was doing better than them, man.
Yep, Tulsa, Oklahoma, they bombed it. All the drowned towns, Lake Lanier. We've done 1 million researches over here. You know what I mean? So all of the 20th century, they have, over 200 towns. Where Jake was thriving, they destroyed them. Do your own research, Google it, pull it up. We've done 1 million lessons. Go to all our elders and apostles videos about all of this stuff, and you can get a litany, a list of what they have done as far as the 200 towns that Jake tried to establish here in America and what happened to them. Black Wall Street, Bronzeville, you name it. They bombed the brothers in Philadelphia in 1985. So you name it, they've done it. So this stuff is history, and this is the scriptures speak of it. Go ahead.
Yeah. There's another one. This is Psalms 137 and 7. Psalms 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, and the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof, man. So they was always hating against us, man. They was always plotting against us and hoping for our destruction.
Yeah. I always, wanting us to be destroyed. and acting in on that violence and participating on that destruction.
Let's read.
Yeah.
Verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast rewarded us, as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone, man. And that's what they did to our children, man.
Yep.
So it's only right that we get the recompense, man.
Yeah, the Lord's going to recompense them all the wickedness they've done. The Lord has not forgotten about it. And that's what they're scared of it now. They're trying to erase it, but you can't erase what the Lord has decreed what's going to happen to y'all. The Lord is not a man. Everything you've done is going to be revealed, and it's being revealed now, and you're going to suffer for it. But we're just talking about the hatred that never goes away.
Yeah, they're trying to forget about it. This is Obadiah 1 and 10. Obadiah 1 and verse 10. Obadiah 1 and 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever, man. And the day that thou stoodest on the other side, and the days that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them, man. So Esau was right there, man. Instead of helping out his brother, being like, oh, you know what, that's still my brother, let me go help him out. He said, nah, he went right along with it, man. Verse 12, but thou shouldst not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldst thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, man. Neither shouldst thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. These people love when a so-called successful black man get in trouble, man, or something happened to him, man, or he get falsely accused. You know, it's a lot of Jakes that's been falsely accused and just got thrown in the cell for something they ain't even do, man. Edom loves to see that, man.
Facts.
Verse 13, thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yeah, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity, man. This man, Esau Edom, has stolen everything from us, man. Yep. Every invention Jake has made, Esau Edom just stole it, man. Jake can't have nothing.
Right,
Can't have nothing nice.
Yeah, exactly. Anything we invent, he invented the patent office to steal it. That's what he's done. Look at all the black inventions, man. Well, the list goes on. Go ahead.
Verse 14, neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress.
And that's what it is, man. This is showing your level of hatred has no, ends, man. You know what I mean? This is who you are. This is who you have. It's who you always been, man. And hers, not denying who she is just pointing out the obvious that, you know what I mean? The systemic racism and hatred for Jake is deep rooted and it's not going to go away. And the scriptures talk about it. And we just explain it to our people because y'all so dumb. Y'all keep getting, man, Jake is so stupid. They got a gun to your head telling you that, you are my enemy, going to shoot you. You talking about let's pray for him. He don't mean that. This is how dumb you are. The Stockholm Syndrome with Jake is at an unbelievable all-time high. And it comes from this, foolish Christian doctrine that's not giving y'all the full scope of the truth of the matter, man. And, it's just amazing to me. And, y'all going to get smoked because y'all believing in these doctrine taught by men. And we're giving you videos, evidence, historical documentations about the systemic hatred of you in this country. From slavery to today. You know what I mean? We showing you and telling you. You are people robbed and spoiled and you don't even understand.
And that's another way that Esau Edom has killed us, man, by taking us away from our true heritage, man.
Yeah, he stole our heritage and fed you lies. You got no precept.
Yeah, this is Ezekiel 25 and 12. Ezekiel 25 and 12. Thus saith Yahweh power, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking violence and
vengeance.
By taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh power, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of the Don shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Yahweh power.
So if the Lord is going to take care of them because of their hatred, who are you to supersede what the Lord's going to do? But that's just Jake and their stupidity. The Lord's got a vendetta against hatred, but you okay with it. Man, get out of here, man.
Good. This is Lamentations 4:21. And like we've been going into, man, this hatred won't stop until the Lord comes back, man. But we don't got much longer left. This is Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked. So all the stuff that he went through, this man is going to get double, man.
Right.
Verse 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
So your hatred has an end, and the end is now. For all your hatred, all your violence against Jake and the elect of Israel, the apple of the Lord's eye, you're going to serve out a sentence that's going to be unlike any sentence ever handed out in the history of this world. And, we can't wait for the Lord to do what he's going to do.
So with that, we would like to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakwadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Mill Stone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Let's get learning. Keep doing what you're doing. Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah, and a Babu Wal.
Kwam Yasharallah and Babu Wal Salakia.